Lord Malak, the Star Forge is operating at 200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
I am more interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation. Have you learned how she escaped the destruction of Taris?
She was aided by Karth Onasi, a decorated war hero of the Republic and a legendary soldier. During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malak. He served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say I was his mentor.
Interesting. How did you acquire this information, Admiral?
An eyewitness, Lord Malak. Calo Nord, a bounty hunter, was there when Bastila and Karth escaped the planet. Apparently, they left him for dead.
A Jedi and a war hero. It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
I am hard to kill, Lord Malak.
Calo has agreed to help us capture the young Bastila for a very hefty fee, of course. But I assure you he is well worth the price. His reputation as a bounty hunter is well earned.
Her companions are nothing to me, Calo. But I desire the young Jedi taken alive, if at all possible.
Lord Malak, forgive me, there is something else. May we have a private audience away from the ears of the common soldiers?
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Karath.
I promise you will be very interested in what Calo has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malak.
The outpost where the Ebon Hawk lands is Anchorhead, one of the oldest settlements on Tatooine. Originally a mining outpost, it was abandoned and resettled many times. Currently, the mining operations here are conducted by the Zerka Corporation.
The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Tatooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The Force is strong with us both. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. A star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
No doubt. Before heading out, however, a slight change in appearance is in order. Before the quest for the star map begins, an unexpected matter arises as one of the locals recognizes Bastila and informs her of her mother's condition.
My mother's condition? I've not seen my mother since I joined the Order. Part of me would rather not see her at all. But if she is really sick, well, we shall see. It's strange to hear news after all this time. It's quite distracting. It's not that I look forward to seeing her. I just can't help but wonder what she wants. But perhaps we have better things to do.
Their quest becomes even more challenging as the Padawan and his companions are ambushed by the Sith.
Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
There will surely be more of these Sith assassins in the future. It is strange that they would attack so openly.
Tatooine has not been inhabited long, and has little law. This town of Anchorhead may be its only settlement.
I always heard Tatooine was nothing but a rock covered by a bunch of worthless sand. I can't even figure out why Zerka Corp set up their mining operations here.
My mother was supposed to be here somewhere. I want to find out what my mother wanted. I doubt she wants to be kept waiting.
In order to optimally use the time at their disposal, the Padawan continues searching for clues on the star map's location, while Bastila looks for her mother. Talking to the locals, he quickly learns of the Sand People who live in the Dune Sea. Well, the locals he can understand. If anyone on this planet knows where the star map is, it's surely the Sand People. They are indigenous to Tatooine and spend their lives in the desert, but they are a primitive and violent people. To have any hope of communicating with them, one would need a translator.
Greeting! Hello to you, prospective purchaser. I am referred to as HK-47, a fully functional Siztech Corporation droid skilled in both combat and protocol functions. Query: would you be so kind as to purchase this model from Yukalaka? It would serve my purposes to be removed from his ownership.
HK-47 proves to be a valuable investment, for he can indeed understand and translate the language of the Sand People. Although, while talking to HK-47 about his capabilities, the responses seem to indicate this HK unit may possess some illegal functions.
I am a law-abiding droid. Yes, indeed. Law-abiding. That's me.
This appears even clearer once he's purchased, and his previous owner expresses his gratitude to have sold such a worn-out model.
Worn out? Listen, you talentless organic meatbag. One word from my master and I will pull you apart, limb from useless limb. I have always been hostile. Now that I need no longer rely on you and your primitive maintenance skills, I do not need to hide it. Query: can I kill him now, Master? I would like ever so much to crush his neck. Just a little. It is a long-time fantasy of mine.
Perhaps later. For now, there's business to attend to.
You hear that, meatbag? I will be back.
Before even venturing into the desert, HK's translation abilities are put to the test with the Jawa language, which is quite unclear.
Statement: it is doubtful he can be clearer. Their language is difficult even for droids. He is using a trade language to try and help. Translation: 98% probability that members of the miniature organics tribe are being held by Sand People, Master. Doubtless he wishes assistance.
And the 2%?
Translation: 2% probability that the miniature organic is simply looking for trouble and needs to be blasted. That may be wishful thinking on my part, Master.
Exploring the desert in search of the Sand People proves difficult, as they attack on sight. But with a disguise, they manage to breach their sanctuary and enter the Sand People enclave, although their disguises prove less effective at close range.
One moment. I believe I understood that, Master. It may not have been his intention, but he did actually communicate something. Result: I believe I have succeeded in confusing him, Master. We have shown an interest not common among outsiders. He is expressing disbelief, but his duty requires that he report to his chieftain. Extrapolation: it would seem that we are at least worthy of curiosity for the moment. I would much rather this get bloody, Master, but it is your call.
Talking with the leader of the Sand People through HK-47, the Padawan makes a deal and offers technology that would allow the Sand People to produce more water, allowing them to move away from Anchorhead, a benefit to both the Sand People and the locals they had been attacking. In exchange, the leader of the Sand People shares information about the star map.
Translation: he says that what you seek is far from here in the eastern Dune Sea. He will give you a map so you can find your way. Translation: his people found it but didn't scavenge it because a Krayt Dragon took up residence in the excavation.
The Padawan also inquires about any captives.
Protocol: we should not keep him long. It is an insult to take too much of his time. Unless the plan is to blast him when you are done, of course. Translation: he says that the captive Jawas are slaves and that they have lived past their usefulness. You may take them if you wish.
The chieftain makes a brief note about a prisoner who fits the description of Mission's brother.
Translation: he says that by his very presence, this Griff defiles their home and land. He is without any semblance of usefulness to them.
Yep, that would be Griff.
Extrapolation: I would assume we are free to take him. It is doubtful they will even waste the effort to kill him. Perhaps we could do it, Master.
You there. I'm a high-ranking executive at the Zerka Corporation. There's a big reward if you take me back to Anchorhead.
Griff, don't you recognize me? It's Mission.
Mission? Is it really you? I heard Taurus was destroyed. I thought you were dead. Oh, joy of joys, my little sister is alive.
I have to ask you something, Griff. It's important. I ran into Lena. She said it was your idea to leave me on Terrace.
He told me you didn't want to leave Terrace. I said we shouldn't even go then. But he said we'd come back and get you after we struck it rich on Tatooine. Just another one of his lies.
No, you're the one who's lying. Griff wouldn't... He wouldn't try to leave me behind. It isn't true, is it?
Well, there's the truth and then there's the truth, you know. I always meant to go back to Taurus just as soon as I had the credits to pay off my debts. But credits have been hard to come by.
You mean it's true? It was your idea to leave me there? I'm your sister. How could you abandon me like that?
Come on, sis. You didn't need me to look after you anymore. You may have been young, but you knew how to take care of yourself. Besides, you're here now. I mean, everything worked out fine.
That's it? That's all you have to say to me after all these years, after deserting me on Terrace?
Well, that and,
What? Is there something else?
Well, I wanted to thank you, and, you look like you're doing well. Financially, I mean. Say, could you spare me a few credits to get back on my feet?
You're hitting me up for credits. I don't believe this. Lena was right about you, Griff. We should have just left you to the Sand People. Don't talk to me anymore.
Goodbye, Mission. I'm glad you're not dead.
I know people can change no matter how bad they were, but I'm not holding my breath. None of us is perfect, but I've come to realize that Griff is a little less perfect than most. My brother is what he is, but I've learned to deal with that. I'll never forget that he looked after me when I was just a kid, but I don't feel like I owe him anything anymore. I've made my peace with Griff and what he means to me. If he ever shows up again, I'll deal with him. But I'm not going to dwell on my brother anymore. It's time to move forward.
With that and the information they've obtained, they're ready to seek out the star map. Back at Anchorhead, Bastila too makes progress in her quest.
Yes? I'm sorry, do I know you?
I'm here, Mother, but don't you recognize me?
What do you expect when I haven't so much as had a picture of you since you left? Do you know how long I've been trying to find you?
You knew as well as I communication would be impossible once I joined the Order. Now what is this about? Where is Father?
Then you haven't heard. I should have known.
Has something happened to him? Are you going to tell me or not?
Your father is dead, Bastila. That is part of the reason why I was looking for you.
Dead? What happened? What did you do to him?
I hadn't realized Jedi was so spiteful. You want me to tell you I brought your father here for an expedition, do you? You want to blame me for his death? You never accepted that your father loved going on his treasure hunts, leaving you alone with me. I was always to blame for everything. What else is new? So yes, fine. I brought your father here to look for Krayt Dragon pearls. He took an expedition into the Tatooine desert, and he died.
How can you be sure of that? Father is an experienced...
Do you think I would look for you if I wasn't sure? They were attacked by a Krayt Dragon, and one of the guides fled the battle. He saw your father killed.
I see. So what do you want from me? Credits?
Oh, don't be insulting. I want you to use those senses of yours. I want you to find him. I want you to bring back his holocron.
Why? So you can sell it?
Is it too much to ask that I have something to remember your father by? Of course it is, isn't it? You couldn't be bothered.
Are you actually sick, Mother?
What difference does it make to you? None, I'm sure. Just find your father's holocron, and you won't have to worry about me again either way.
That's the kind of response I would expect. Very well. We'll look for the holocron if we have time. I can't promise any more than that.
I believe your father was headed north towards the Sand People Enclave. I would check along that route, dear. Do please hurry.
I seem to find it difficult to remain objective when it comes to her. I find that disturbing. We have more important things to do. Still, my father is dead. Just because we find the holocron doesn't mean I have to give it to her. Father recorded all his personal thoughts in that holocron, even when I knew him. Having it would be like having him with you. I don't see why she deserves it, however. She drove him to his death. I loved him, and I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. Part of me would keep it just so she didn't get it. I don't like that part of me. She's a selfish woman who pushed my father into doing what she wished.
Quite a bit of bitterness there.
Yes, I thought I'd let go of that anger. All my training and it comes back so quickly. I would have thought my Jedi training would have put me past this kind of pettiness. I wish it... I really don't want to think about this.
There will be time to think about it later. For now, they must focus on the star map. The holocron of Bastila's father and the star map will likely be in the lair of the Krayt Dragon.
I'm tired of waiting, Comad. How big can this dragon of yours be? I'm going in.
Krayt dragons are a species native to Tatooine, growing continuously throughout their lives to an average length of 40 to 50 meters and a weight of 2 metric tons. These great beasts could live hundreds of years and did not particularly weaken as they grew older. Killing such a beast is no small matter. For the Sand People, it is an honor to hunt them, and their greatness is evident. But as the growing population of Tatooine is herding the banthas it would use for food, the dragon has little to eat and is moving closer to Anchorhead, closer to civilization. Therefore, as unorthodox as it is, the dragon must be stopped. With a helping hand from the hunt in the area, explosives and the appropriate bait, this problem too would find its grim solution. With the Krayt Dragon out of the way, its lair is now accessible, and indeed, deep within its heart lies the star map.
Statement. I believe there can be little doubt that we have found the star map you were seeking. I am surprised it is still working after all this time.
I do not think it is mere chance that we have found the star map here, in the lair of a Krayt Dragon. The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The Krayt Dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, only to be enslaved by it.
The Tatooine Star Map provides more information, but further star maps are needed to establish the location of the Starforge. The final matter left on Tatooine is the holocron that once belonged to Bastila's father, and indeed it awaits among the many remains found in the dragon's lair. The question now is if Bastila will truly keep it for herself.
Do you think I should? I would like to keep something to remember Father as much as she would. I'll think about it. I should try and remember my training. I should be able to let go of this, but I can't.
Such a choice would conflict with the Jedi way, as Jedi are meant to have no attachments. However, the Jedi ways don't always feel like the right path.
I found myself agreeing with you, but I don't like how that feels. Come, we should leave this place. There's nothing else for us here.
I have to give you credit. You've led me on quite a chase, but nobody gets away from Calo Nord in the end. You got lucky on Taris. The Sith attack saved you from a quick and gruesome death. But I promise you, the Sith won't be getting in my way this time. I'm not in this for the credits. You're the only ones who've ever gotten away from me. I've got a rep to protect. Let's go, boys. Showtime.
Did I ever tell you how much I enjoy killing for you, Master?
At least someone enjoyed the surprise.
Observation. Even a droid has to be allowed a little fun once in a while, Master.
Please, let's just keep going.
Back already? Have you even looked for the holocron yet?
I have the holocron, Mother. I'm just not sure I want to give it to you.
And why not? Would you deny me even that?
I've never denied you anything, Mother. You may think I don't remember what it was like before I left for the Order, but I do. You were the one who pushed Father to go on one treasure hunt after the other. You loved living in wealth. You think I don't remember the fights? You were eager to send me to the Jedi even though I didn't want to go. You took Father away from me. And now this holocron is all I have of him.
Fool girl. You have a strange way of remembering things. That wasn't...
No, I don't wish to argue with you anymore, Mother. It's time we parted ways now, for both our benefit.
Is it too difficult to believe that I am a dying woman who simply wishes to see her husband one last time?
I find it difficult to believe anything you say, Mother.
It doesn't take a Jedi to sense that Bastila is being spiteful. The Padawan advises that she not be so impulsive in making her choice.
You're right. It shames me, but I find it difficult to let go of the past. I'm sorry, Mother.
I was hard on you, dear. I wasn't a very good mother to you. I know that. Your father loved you so. He wanted you to be just like him. He wanted to take you on his hunts, but I said they were too dangerous. I always tried to keep him from the dangerous ones, but he would have none of it. It was a reckless life we led. Always moving. I didn't want that for you.
So that's why you gave me to the Order?
What do your father and I have to show for all those years of hunting? Nothing. That was no life for anyone, especially not someone as gifted as you, your father. He spent all his last years trying to pay for my treatments. That's why he went for the pearls. I begged him not to, but...
Your treatments?
I'm dying, Bastila. I did not lie about that. It's been a long time in the coming, and there's really nothing that can be done anymore. I told your father to let me go, but you know how he was. Stubborn, like you.
I'm so sorry, Mother. I don't know what to say.
Keep the holocron, Bastila. It would do me good to know you have it. This talking to you, this is what I really needed before I
know. Thank you. I'm glad we talked too.
Well now, you said you had important business, and you were never one to mince words. You there. You take care of my daughter, you hear me? I'll feel a lot better knowing there's someone to watch her.
Where are you going to go?
It doesn't matter, dear. Don't you worry about me.
Here, take these 500 credits. It's all I have. Go to Coruscant and find a doctor. I'll meet you there after what I have to do.
But I already told you there's nothing that can...
Please take it. I want to see you again, when we can talk.
All right, I will. You do what you have to, Bastila. You go make your father and I proud.
I'll try. Farewell, Mother.
Bastila has accomplished much by not giving in to her impulsiveness, which almost robbed her of peace.
Yes, that brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn.
When it comes down to it, the two seem to work quite well together.
The events on Taris prove that the Force wanted to bring us together for this mission. And there is little left to chance when the Force is involved.
And it would appear the Force is bringing them closer in more ways than one.
I doubt the Council would approve if they knew we were busy discussing our mutual attraction when we should be saving the galaxy from Malak.
So mutual attraction does exist.
Mutual attraction? I never said... It's just an expression. Whatever our feelings... whatever your feelings, you have to try to ignore them.
On a serious note, the Padawan expresses uncertainty about the mission and the reasoning of the Council for sending so few on such an important task.
There were times when I wondered if this was also a way for the Council to test my own abilities. And then I realized how foolish such thoughts were. You must learn to trust in the wisdom of the Council. Your destiny will come when it's appointed time. You mustn't be so impatient.
That's a bit hypocritical.
Must you be so frustrating? I admit I had a moment of foolish pride, but I'm over it. Now I am focused on my true responsibilities.
But Bastila was the one who questioned the Council first.
I started it. You were the one who brought up the issue of the Council. You were the one who questioned our mission. You were the one who mocked me for thinking I was being tested.
The mission is important and serious, but it's good to know Bastila is open to having some fun along the way.
Fun? Fun? Driving me insane is your idea of a good time? You are a very odd man. Do you know that? All I want to do is help you, but you seem determined to drive me mad. I don't know if I should be outraged that you keep joking about serious matters, or if I should be grateful that you can always lighten the mood. Come, let's move on. There's much to be done.
Kashyyyk is the next planet to visit. As the Ebon Hawk enters hyperspace once more, the long flight presents the perfect opportunity to learn more about the newest crew member.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
Whoever programmed this droid likely thought quite highly of themselves.
I was under the assumption that organic meatbags such as yourself enjoyed such forms of address.
Meat bags?
Retraction. Did I say that out loud? I apologize, Master. While you are a meatbag, I suppose I should not call you such. Explanation. It's just that you have all these squishy parts, Master, and all that water. How the constant sloshing doesn't drive you mad, I have no idea.
An odd, albeit accurate assessment.
Statement. Now do you understand the travails of my existence, Master? Surely it does not compare to your existence, but still. Commentary. It is our lot in life, I suppose, Master. Shall we find something to kill to cheer ourselves up?
Indeed. Killing is one of HK's capabilities, one he's quite fond of.
Observation. My physical abilities are well above those of your average meatbag, as are my sensor functions. An assassin, if you would. Such a function in a droid is highly illegal.
While a highly skilled assassination droid, HK shares that he does not seem to possess memories of his past, who created him, and he also cannot fully access his assassination protocols. The cause for this loss is unknown.
There may be hidden programming that awaits certain conditions to reactivate my memory core, Master. But there is no way to know. It is quite possible that tampering has simply erased my core permanently. If that is so, a meatbag will surely pay.
All memories may return if HK is exposed to a specific unknown stimulus, but there's no way of knowing what the stimulus is. Some memories can, however, be restored manually.
If you believe your skills are up to the task, Master, then I can certainly guide you through the process. Request. I only ask that you be oh so very careful, Master. I am too valuable and well-crafted to perish at the hands of ineptitude. You are not a droid, and therefore your skills are limited by the physical capabilities of your meatbag extremities, or some such.
The Padawan might not be a droid, but he's certainly capable enough to—
Appeasement. Yes, Master. Of course, Master. Could we begin? The first stage is the simple one, and that is accessing my central control cluster. This may take a while. First, you will need to open 3 panels. And now rewire the last 3 relays. Yes, good. Well done, Master. I believe your operation was a success. Accessing new memory. Access complete. I have restored a great deal of information about my previous owner, Master. Recitation. The earliest memory of my last owner specifies that he was human, a low-ranking commercial officer for SciTech Corporation. The human was terminated by this HK-47 unit prior to system shutdown.
So HK killed his former master?
Affirmative, Master, though I had not been programmed to do so. The human's termination was accidental. Explanation. My former master had owned me for a duration of 2 standard months before discovering my assassination protocol. He was pleased by the discovery. The human informed me that a competitor corporation was preparing to market a product that would ruin him personally. He was most agitated. He activated my assassination protocol and instructed me to kill all those responsible for the competing product. I proceeded to carry out my order. My former master was unaware of this, but the competitor was in fact an arm of SciTech Corporation, my master's own employer. It did not take long for my master to realize his mistake. By then, I had already terminated 104 corporate officers.
So he sent an assassination droid on his own co-workers.
Observation. While it may have been unintentional, my master's wording of his orders left little room for me. SciTech was responsible for the product, after all. I do not know why my master was so upset, really. He was an officer of SciTech and a potential target, but I cannot terminate my own master. I would assume that being the sole officer remaining, he would surely be promoted. Instead, however, the human chose to go insane with rage and attack me.
And at that moment, HK turned on him.
Objection. Naturally not, Master. As I said, I am incapable of purposefully terminating my owner. That would not be allowed. My master was not a smart man, however. While he was screaming and stabbing me with a writing utensil, he managed to pierce one of my actuators. The resulting shock terminated him and sadly destroyed my assassination protocol. Pure luck on his part, I suspect.
That's a matter of perspective.
Query. Do you know what the chances are of puncturing that soul actuator? I would have congratulated my master were he not sizzling and incoherent at the time. I shut down immediately whenever my master dies. I can only assume that while I was shut down, SciTech was dismantled and I was auctioned off as former corporate property. Observation. No doubt my sale price was quite cheap, leading to Yukalaka's purchase. How very demeaning.
And no one suspected the assassin droid had killed more than 100 people?
Statement. How could they? The vast majority of the officers had already been terminated. They likely assumed I was mere chattel. I have recovered knowledge of some other actuators which will enhance my performance, Master. I will activate them now. But as for my own history, it will require further effort on your part to restore them, if you wish. Though certain stimuli could always restore my core still, as I explained. For now, please excuse me, Master. I wish to meditate upon the face of my former meatbag master as he was electrocuted. I find it most soothing.
While HK meditates, 3 planets remain to visit, with Kashyyyk as the next in line.